Yes, my dear friend, in this lesson we will have information about how we can change the background color of the window we created with Pygame. As you know, we learned how we created our window in our previous lessons. Now we will have information about the color change of the window we created. For this, we need to act on the variable of the window we created. In our lesson, we will make the window background color white so that you can see the color difference. The window background color can be changed with the fill method, and also this method takes a single parameter. This parameter should be created as a tuple that takes 3 integer values. Colors in Pygame are in RGB format unless their format is changed. That is, we should define it as so. Let's create a new command here. Red, green, and also blue intensity. Its usage is, and also if we want to use this method, what we have to do now is to call our window variable name here. For example, you see our window variable name is interface. That's why I will call here interface here. And then in this variable, we should call fill method, and also open and close parentheses. In the parentheses we will enter one parameter here, and also this parameter represents the tuple that takes 3 different values. And also, for example, let's create a new tuple here and let the background color be, for example, red. So for this, let's set it as 255,0,0, and we are done. As you can see, when we look at the white variable, so this is also a tuple, we set all the data in the tuple to 255. So you see here. The reason for this is that white color is obtained when 3 main colors are mixed at maximum intensity. Also, since we are making changes to the window, we need to update our window. So you see here. Alright, so now let's examine and interpret our codes. When we examine our codes, we first defined our module and state that we should use it as py, so which is pi. Of course, we started our module to able to use everything in the module, and also for this, as you know, we should use init function. As you can see here, we created a tuple called white. So here, in fact, we can assign colors without creating this tuple. So like this, we have created a tuple in this way in order to use the reason more elegantly, neatly, and later as a color in different functions. Next, we created our window and adjusted its size to 300 by 300. And also, as you can see, we used our new function and defined the tuple named white as a parameter. So here. And also when we continue, we created our loop. So here. And set the close button. So here. And of course, we updated our window because we made changes in the window. So here. And finally, we called our quit function to close the module when the user closes the window. So you see here. Alright, we are done. And also, if we run our code like this, and you see, we got the output as white background color of the interface. So it looks perfect. For example, let's set the color of window as red, and also let's close our interface window now, and also let's move to the top, and let's move to a new line, and let's create a new tuple here, and let's set it as 255,0,0, and also let's move to the moving side of our fill method, and let's change tuple white as tuple red. And also, if we run our code again, and you see, we got the output, the color of the background as red. So we are done. Alright my dear friends, in this lesson we learned how to change interface window background color using the Pygame module. So now let's move on to our other lessons and learn the basics of creation interface better.